Very first words of Jesus in the Gospel of John. Anybody know what they are? What do you want? What are you seeking? What are you thirsty for? We all worship something. We worship whatever we think is going to satisfy our thirst. But what if the Infinite One wanted to fulfill it? If you knew the gift that I wanted to give you. I know you're thirsty, he's saying, and I know you've been taking your thirst to empty cisterns that hold no water. Come to me. If you knew the gift that I wanted to give you, you would ask me. I'd give it to you.
Thank you for joining us on WQPH 89.3 FM Shirley-Fitchburg, Queen of Perpetual Help, in another edition of Local Matters. On this week's broadcast, that excerpt you just heard is from The Well, an evening of beauty, reflection, and Eucharistic revival. They are on international tour, and they will be at St. Joseph's Church at 49 Woodland Street in Fitchburg, Massachusetts on Thursday, May 14th. Doors will open at 6:30 p.m. Start time is at 7 o'clock, and it will end about 9:30 p.m. Early bird tickets are $25, and the day of the event will be $30. And here to talk more about this, which is also hosted by Christopher West, is Mike Mangione. And he will be talking about his music, about the event, and much more. To learn about Theology of the Body Institute, visit tobininstitute.org.
On the WQPH 89.3 FM community calendar, there'll be a Catholic event at St. Joseph's Parish in Fitchburg on 46 Woodland Street on May 14th, featuring Catholic speaker Christopher West, who will be giving a talk on Theology of the Body. The church doors will open at 6:30. The event will run till 9:30 with a half-hour intermission. You can get tickets in advance for $25 or $30 at the door, and you can also get tickets online at athlontickets.com/thewellfitchburg. That's athlontickets.com/thewellfitchburg. That's Christopher West speaking on Theology of the Body at St. Joseph's Church, 46 Woodland Street in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, Thursday, May 14th. This has been the WQPH 89.3 FM Community Calendar.
It is an honor to have Mike Mangione on with WQPH, and he's here to talk about this important event that is coming up at St. Joseph's Church in Fitchburg, Massachusetts on May 14th. Please tell us a bit about how you're feeling about the event. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. Absolutely. So I'm a co-collaborator with them. So I'll be performing as well with them, presenting, and we're very excited to be there. It's this new event is something we're very passionate about. So always looking forward to opportunities to presenting for sure.
For WQPH, we have been advertising it for quite a while. It's at St. Joseph's Church. Does Christopher West have a connection to St. Joseph's Church?
Not particularly. We were just contacted by the hosts probably about 8 months ago, and we've been promoting this new event. The event in general, since it began maybe a year and a half ago. And yeah, so after communicating with them, we found that it would be a good match for what we're doing to bring it there. So we've been working on it with them for the past 6 months.
Okay. Could you give our listeners a little idea of what they can expect when they
Yeah,
go to St. Joseph's Church?
I'm one of the presenters. I'm presenting
Okay.
with Christopher West. I work for the Theology of the Body Institute. I'm one of the creators of this event, meaning like Christopher and I have been working together for 20 years. So all of the events that Christopher and I create together are always really trying to take the dense teaching of theology in the body and the beauty of the traditions of the Catholic Church and bring them to the people where they are at in their lives. And one of the ways that we do that we truly really try to make it accessible is through the transcendentals, which are truth, goodness, and beauty. And so, Christopher is an expert in the teaching of theology of the body. My particular role is that of the creative. So I'm a musician. So through music and through imagery and art and video, as well as Christopher's teaching, we try to present truth, goodness, and beauty. And what's beautiful about it is that at times the teaching can be difficult to comprehend, but at those moments, maybe that's when the images or the video or the artistic elements are resonating with your heart, and it enables the head to maybe wrestle with something, but then the heart leads and the head catches up, and it becomes kind of a full immersion into both the head heart experience. So, what to expect would be it's a 2.5 hour event. There's, like, as I mentioned, there's artistic elements to it. We're taking people on a journey of using the story of the woman at the well and
Yes.
helping them understand through that story how Christ is present in our lives, the good times and the bad times, the places of joy and the places of despair. In the story of the woman at the well, she's at her darkest moment. She's at the darkest point of her life, and it's precisely in that place where we have a tendency sometimes to think that God doesn't want to meet us. Well, in this story, that's exactly where he meets her. And so we're trying to use that story and use the lens of theology of the body to show that Christ is present in these moments if we have the heart to open up and actually be able to drink living water in that place, in that darkest moment, find the living water that can pull us out and bring us what we're searching for. And ultimately, the whole narrative of the event is pointing us to the Eucharist and helping us understand that the true presence of Christ is in the Eucharist. So we're trying to accomplish a lot in the short period of time, but we've been developing it for a while, and it's really just a beautiful, beautiful, and prayerful experience that is just something that we're really proud of. So we're happy and excited to be bringing it there and looking forward to sharing it with the people in that area.
And the event will be on Thursday, May 14th at 49 Woodland Street in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. The doors open at 6:30. The start time is at 7 o'clock, and it should go to about 9:30. All are welcome. It's called The Well, an Evening of Beauty Reflection and Eucharistic Revival.
That's correct.
Christopher West is the speaker. Please tell me about the kind of music the genre of music that you do, and what brought you to being a musician.
I've always been a musician since I was little. I used to, I have two older brothers, and before playing music, I was fighting with them. So my mom had the wisdom to get me into music to put all of my aggression towards something
Mhm.
positive and productive. And so that's always been part of my life. And music for me has always been a entryway for me to tap into transcendence, something bigger than myself, both through collaborating with other musicians as well as the experience of performing and putting myself out there and receiving the gift of people's attention and receptivity towards it. My experience of prayer has been influenced by music. It really was the first time that I experienced true prayer was through performance and writing of music. The style that I play in is what would be called Americana. Americana music is the music of America. So it's folk, blues, country kind of melded into a pot. It lends itself well to what we're doing and to the work of Christopher. I've been working with Christopher for 20 years, and And the way that started was he became a fan of me, and I got into my faith through the work that he was doing. So there became this mutual appreciation for each other. And when teaching, it's really, really useful and helpful to have examples and story and create stories that people can see themselves in to try to conceptualize and understand the broader topic and dense teaching that John Paul II gave us. Because otherwise it can just stay in the head. And so music and art really helps us see ourselves within the story and identify with the teaching. And so that genre, specifically Americana, is great. It's a great genre for this because it's very narrative oriented and very story oriented. So yeah, my songs are woven in throughout the presentation as Christopher is going through a topic. I then launch into a song that exemplifies kind of the themes of what was covered, or sometimes explores themes that we're going into. And so the songs kind of are like little pins that connect the parts of the talk throughout the course of the night.
And what would you say has been your most, maybe not necessarily your favorite song, but the one that may affect you the most, that you really connect to of the songs that you sing?
For that night, there's one song in particular that I wrote for the event.
Mhm.
And that was the first time that usually the songs I write on my own, and then we pull from the catalog that I have to match certain themes. But with this event, we wanted to, Christopher's asked, and he thought it'd be a good idea if I wrote something very specific for this theme of the woman at the well. And I did. And it was a challenge because I usually don't work like that. I usually kind of just let it happen. And this was the first time I had an objective. But I pulled it off and I love it because it's tightly connected to the whole event, the whole night, and the story that we're trying to tell. So it's called Endless Chain of Hearts, and it's the last song that's performed in the evening.
And you talked about you were planning this event for a year.
We tour this event around the world, and we developed it about a year and a half. Well, we
Okay.
developed it longer, but we started doing it about a year and a half. And our first one that we did was actually in Colombia, in where was it? Barranquilla, which is Colombia, the country. And then after that, we took it to Rome. So we've taken it to multiple, like Mexico. I think we're in many places. It's hard to remember. But then we started doing it more in the U.S. and now it's kind of our flagship event that we're focusing on.
Well, last year was the Jubilee year,
Yes.
in Rome. When did you perform in Rome?
That would have been July. We were asked to participate in a digital influencer conference in association with the Jubilee. And so we were part of this 3-day conference where we're just discussing the digital landscape and Catholic influencers and all that fun stuff. And then we presented this not through that event, but in addition to, we scheduled this while we were in Rome. So it would have been like the end of July.
And through the well experience, please tell me, like, have there been moments where you felt like, wow, this is really effective for people? Like, have you had any of those really memorable moments where you're perhaps a situation that has
I
happened while you were performing
Yeah,
the well?
I think most definitely. And I think what's really fruitful and beautiful for us as presenters is that the event is trying to express and share content, but it's also a prayerful event. There's many moments of deep prayer where we're literally praying with people in front of us and inviting them into it. And that happens every time we present. And that's always the most powerful moment when you get, a room of 500 to 1,000 people with all their little hearts beating separately coming together with one prayer is deeply profound for us. And it's good for us because staying in that disposition helps us to never be just simply presenting content, but to be in the moment with the guidance of the Holy Spirit in leading people in a communion. That's always the most profound. And it happens every time, thankfully, every time that we represent.
And after this experience at St. Joseph's Catholic Church, which will be on Thursday, May 14th, 49 Woodland Street in Fitchburg, Massachusetts, the doors will open at 6:30. Start time is 7 p.m. The event is the Well, an Evening of Beauty Reflection and Eucharistic Revival. What other events do you have coming up after this one?
Well, after that one, I think our next event is we're going to Slovenia and Slovakia.
Mhm.
And then we have some courses. The Theology of the Body Institute has 12 different courses that we give. Each one's 30 hours, 5 days. They're also offered online. A lot of those happen. We offer certification through these courses, master's level credit. And a lot of that happens in the summer. That's kind of the big period for us. But then at the end of the summer, we're heading to Mexico for a couple of days. And then we launch back into the fall, which is really when it starts picking up for us. And we're going to Romania and Croatia. And then we're coming back to, well, then we're going to BC and Vancouver. And then I think in California and in Iowa, I believe, Davenport, Iowa. So we get around a little bit.
Wow, that's wonderful that you're going to be able to tour. It's a way to see the world, you know?
Yeah, and what I like to what's great is that everybody we meet are just amazing people because everybody's so excited and so kind and joyful. So it's really an amazing opportunity to get to share this and encounter such beautiful people.
Yes. I didn't mean to tell you that, there hasn't been one experience. I'm sure there's been many experiences every time you have this event that there's something memorable that occurs.
Absolutely. It really is. And a lot of that comes from just trying to maintain a prayerful disposition from start to finish and see it as something that, establishing a communion between us and the audience is in the presence of the Holy Spirit is really what it's all about for us.
Beautiful. Yes, and that will again be on Thursday, May 14th. Tickets are early bird $25. The day of the event will be $30, and you can get more information on tickets at stjosephfitchburg.org/the well. So stjosephfitchburg.org is the website for you to find tickets. Also, they're available on afchontickets.com, the Well Fitchburg as well. So,
Yeah, our website
um,
is there's a clean link to it from our website, which is tobinstitute.org.
what do you hope that people will get out of this experience each time you do it? Like, what do you hope at the last minute you're taking the stage and you're about to perform, what you're hoping they're going to take out of it?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think generally speaking, the church is oftentimes misunderstood and it's seen as something, just a list of rules that inhibit our freedom. My hope is always that through understanding, John Paul II gave us this theology of the body, which really just explains the why behind what the church teaches. And when you spend time with it and you have an open heart to receive why the church teaches what it teaches and the traditions and the connection between it all, you begin to see that that understanding gives you true freedom because you then start to see the creator and the church, well, the creator in everything and the church as a vehicle for experiencing the creator in everything. Everything is sacramental. It's a sign towards God, towards the creator. And so my hope is that by the end of it, people will experience a real authentic encounter with freedom and freedom through the tradition and teachings of the church that gives them joy and encourages them to keep going because it's not a one and done experience. It's not something that you understand and you're good. It's a door that opens and invites you into a room. So our hope is that people open the door with us and walk into the room and begin to see that the church and communities and all the great resources that are out there are meant to be the fodder for the spark that's created to help that keep burning and to really generate true community that leads people to understanding who they are created as male and female in the image of God and how to live that out day to day in a way that brings true joy and true living water, which is the imitation of Christ at the woman at the well.
Yeah, that's a wonderful statement. And it's very important in these times for people to feel united, at the church and to feel like they are part of a community. And I feel like there's a lot of times where like you and me, we're doing this call and I'm in my house, you're in your house, but to commune together and to enjoy something together, I think that's very important experience. So often people are by themselves and they don't get to be together for something great, which it sounds like the well is going to be.
Yeah, and in that place of isolation, they often feel like there's no answers for them. And what's beautiful about this is it's tied into a 2,000-year-old tradition of great minds and thinkers and religious and prayerful people that have spent a lot of time communicating, and the answers are there. It's there waiting for you to take in like a drink. And so I always encourage people, if they're listening, if this sounds like it's right up your alley, come join us. If you have more issues with the church, or if you have more questions than answers, come join us. If you doubt what I'm saying, come join us. Like, just come join us, taste and see and experience it, because who am I, what am I, where am I going is the universal question of us all. And this is an event that attempts to dip our toes into the waters of understanding and answering that question. We're really excited to be there to authentically deliver this experience and have a common union with you. So if people are interested, again, like I said, if you have doubts, come join us. And if you're super interested and you're sold, invite all your friends. I always say that this is the event to invite that friend out there that maybe doesn't totally understand your views, or that family member that maybe has fallen away from the church. This is the event because it's welcoming. It's not a us then against them type of experience. It's an understanding of who we are collectively and pointing us towards the stars. I encourage everybody to come and bring your friends.
And music is like praying twice, as
That's
they
right.
say.
Yeah, it's beautiful
So,
too, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful event. Yeah. And the ages, if there's I say 15 years and older, but if there's somebody who's younger than 15 and their heart's open and they're able to sit through 2.5 hours of this kind of theological art presentation, then by all means, they're more than welcome to join us as well. In case it's helpful, the tobinstitute.org is a great, just direct ticket line, because there's an events tab and they can see everything. But otherwise, the parish should have it up on their website as well. Parish, yeah.
all right. Thank you for your time. And I wish you all the best on the event. I know we've been talking about it for a while on WQPH, and we
Great.
wish you
Thank
all
you.
the best at St. Joseph's Church, Thursday, May 14th.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Talk to you soon. Thank you.
God
Bye.
bless. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
I come from the land where the rivers freeze, where time is a season counted by the leaves, the frozen bone holds pure every tempo, every tone. So every bleeding heart cracks, seek and cry where it is sown. But I don't have a home without you. No, I don't have a home without you. Time is a runner who can change his stride. I hold memory because the feeling is dying. There was once a dream, but it burned off like steam. And every noise made in this empty church echoes places I have been. Because I don't have a home without you. No, I don't have a home without you. Yeah, I get it when they say, boy, you gonna reap what you sow. But I've been hanging on to mercy since the day I bet my soul. And I am punching through the dirt because he keeps filling that same hole too. I wanted to love you, but I couldn't see. Only love becomes itself sacrificially. So I will bleed it out. You hold suspicion, you hold doubt. So I will sing the song until these words can fall the turnabout. Because I don't have a home without you. I don't have a home without you.
Thank you for listening to another edition of WQPH's Local Matters. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast and hope you have a blessed week.